City bank. And Farid has about 34 years banking experience. And I think he was originally from Malaysia. And the reason I got his name, this is actually the first time I met Farid. But the reason I know him is through my good friends, Abe Wong. And that's what I want to show you, the power of networking. Abe and I, we know each other very well now. And I said, Abe, I need somebody to talk about upward mobility, leadership. He said, Farid will be a good person. So one phone call, one email, I got a Farid to be here. So then you can see the power of networking. And and let me see what I went to actually visit. They have about 8 branches in the Metro City of Atlanta. Actually, 2 out of one in Alabama and 1 in Virginia. And they are just really growing. And they are also one of our sponsors for our thing here. So without the first ado, and he's going to talk about the leadership. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing, the reason he's here, Abe has told me Farid has worked with so many people in the banking industry. He's the person that has helped so many people to move up the corporate ladders. And this is something we all need. You gotta have a mentor. You gotta have a sponsor to help you. So I think he's going to talk about that. So Farid, I'm going to go ahead.
Thanks for the introduction. And first of all, if you ask me about banking, I can talk to you maybe up to tonight, non-stop about banking. Suddenly, I was asked to talk about the leadership. But based on the experience that I have, maybe you can relate to what you see going forward. Those slides that I went around, it's not really a whole lot of stuff there, but maybe one or two things that we're going to take away. As Dini mentioned, that give you a little bit of background, going back to my 34 years of banking experience and where, how, or maybe relate to how you grow yourself and move forward. That will be more meaningful than I will run through the slides and then I'll take questions from there. Like what Alex was saying here, the Asian American is going to play a very critical role in every aspect of our life here, whether it is Asian American population has grown so much, especially in Atlanta here. And I looking through the brochure here, I expect to see 23 young achievers here. I don't see the 23 of you. Can I see where the 23 of you? One. Who are the 23 young achievers that I see in the brochure here?
They were busy rehearsal. They got tired.
So that's why I was trying to figure out, because that's why I say this is where the commitment comes in. Okay. I mean, Alex, you know, excuse me for that, because I prepared for this. I read through all the 23 resumes, and it's a little bit disappointing here because the 23 of you come here as the main purpose of reading. Well, I was told to motivate you, but then anyway. So who are the rest of the 23? One only?
She represents the rest.
Anyway, okay.
Sorry, Farid. Sorry.
I'm sorry for that. I'm not but this is where the next subject matter is what. Anyway, that's good. But the subject matter here is that when you want to be in the leadership position, irrespective of what, there's a commitment that you have to take. Okay, if you have an appointment at 10 o'clock, you have to be there 15 minutes ahead and look at where the environment, where should I go, who are the people going to be there. But anyway, that is one of the what we say that this is what is lacking sometimes in the Asian culture that we always have, because I have to just bear with me for a few minutes all the elderly here. Like for example, if you go for a function, my observation would be, if you go to a mainstream American function, they say 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock. And irrespective of what happens, it goes. But we have a 10 o'clock, you will be late to 12 noon, and you're not sure whether you get the food or not. So, but I'm trying to relate this into how you want to be a leader. If you want to be a leader, if you call for a meeting at 10 o'clock, you have to be there at 9:30 or 9:45. And then all your employees or whoever is going to attend the meeting will come in and you are prepared. At 10 o'clock you call the meeting and just go. So when we talk about leadership, outward mobility or whatever, this is all simple concept of how we interact with people. And so this is the just change the subject again. And talking about Asian American, I just want to give you about a little bit of background of how I ended up here and where are we. Just give an example of my bank that we are managing right now to show the younger kids that there is plenty of opportunity in America. Irrespective of where you are, you work hard, you follow the rule. That's where you are. You can achieve what you aim for. Okay, go back to my background of 34 years of banking experience. I grew up in a Chinese family in Malaysia. And as you all know that in Malaysia, there is a Malay, Chinese, Indian. The Chinese is only make up about maybe like 30%. So the Malay make up about 60%. So if you all, I don't know how much you read about the country is that they say that the Indian and the Chinese is marginalized and all those things. But my belief is that as long as you work hard, you play the right rules with them, you study hard, you work hard, you play by the rules, you will be there. And the reason why I use this example is because being a Chinese, I was selected to work for a bank that is 100% owned by the government of Malaysia. And then, after about 10 years of working, I was posted to the New York branch to head up the New York office. So the point that I'm trying to deliver here is that as long as you set your goals, you know what you want, and you work for it, and the rest will take care of it by itself. Because you work hard, you know what you're supposed to do, you know how to achieve it through your experience, through your hard work, you will be there. But a lot of experience told me that, a lot of people discourage you, because you are in this position, you won't get there, you won't get there. So that's why a few of the slides that I'm going to run is not really the whole lot of things, but at least to take note of what I'm going to do. And the other thing is that being in Georgia, I came down from New York in 1999 and to work for Asian American Bank on Buford Highway. And then in 2005, there's a group of Asian American investors as well as the mainstream investors asking me that will you be able to come out and help me to organize a bank from of the criteria for you to be able to organize a bank in Georgia at that time is that the Georgia banking department is asking you, do you have a qualified CEO to run the bank before they even want to talk to the investor? So I was in the banking from 99 with my background. So my name of CEO of another bank, so the banking department saw which qualified me. That's why this bank took out from 2005, and we have been in business from 2006. We have been around for almost 10 years. So right now we are a $700 million branch and bank. We have 6 locations in Georgia. We have 1 in Alabama, and we just opened up in Centerville, Virginia. I'm not trying to sell the bank to you, but I'm trying to give you a background of being a minority doesn't mean anything as long as you work for it. You play by the rule, you work for it, you will go there, you will achieve the goal that you want. So the experience that I'm trying to relate here, I don't know if it's going to relate back to the leadership, the hard work, and the way of how you want to manage and so if you look back, 2005, you come out from a bank with nothing. I work from an office, I think it's maybe this space, with a rent of $200 a month, and it took us 9 months to organize. I was alone, organized the bank for 9 months, and the bank started in April of 2006. But what the point I try to deliver to all the young kids and maybe share with some of our neighbors or our elderly here is that with all the hard work, with all the support of the community, we can achieve even as an Asian American. And just to take away from where we are today, the bank, is that U.S. government, there is a program called Small Business Administration Program, where actually this is a program that helps small businesses to get financing. And the amount of financing is not small, actually. The Small Business Administration loan is actually $5 million is the maximum, which is not small. The point the takeaway on this topic here is that Metro City Bank today, it is the largest lender in terms of dollar amount in the whole state of Georgia for almost 5 years. So which means that being an Asian American bank, we are able to penetrate the mainstream customer. We are able to help the Asian American businesses to be successful by using the Small Business Administration loan program. And we see a lot of success in lending money to all these businesses through the Small Business Administration Guarantee Program, which is a 100% guaranteed loan given, 75% guaranteed loan program given by the Small Business Administration Department. So the takeaway over here is that with all my background that I try to share with you is not try to say that I'm overachiever, but I just want to give the experience and the opportunity that is out there in this place. So I just maybe I just want to do some of the slides here, and the two takeaway will be I will tell you that okay, this is just a quote. This is just a quote from business circle. It's not really. I think you didn't have a slide after this or no?
by the way, all the presentation.
We're gonna put on our website.
Okay.
Plus our year program book will be on
Okay.
there.
So this is just, but going through what I mentioned just now, success is going from failure to failure without loss of attitude. Because as I mentioned, based on my experience, it's not that when you go out, you want to organize something, it's not that you touch a button tomorrow, the bank is there, but you have to walk through so many obstacles. You have to tweak around how to get it done. So this is maybe one of the quotes that is related to one of my experience that I had. And for the young kids or the young achiever over here, is the area that you have to build awareness. Is that you have to take stock of what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, and then you look back to the final achievement that you have, and then don't forget about also those moments that you think that you have to reflect. New commitment is to make a list of the most important items. This is actually that's why when I was asking Jimmy about who are the audience is very important, because this were for the young achiever or maybe or the young kids or youngster over here, is that these are the things that you have to make a list of what is the most important item in life that you want to achieve. Whether it's spiritually, whether it's a career, whether it's you have to have a goal or a list of items that you want to achieve. So once you have that, you have to make a commitment to that. So experience is not what happens to a man, it's what a man does with what happens to him. So that really reflects on. Okay, you talk about your experience. Actually, you go back to what have you done before, right? So it really relates to what I mentioned about some of my personal. It's not because that I try to say that we are successful. No, I'm just trying to relate to some of the quotes over here, and actually okay, now the other thing is that new practices is to begin with reflect on what specific behavior or practices will give you the greatest leverage. I think Alex talked about leveraging yourself. Just now the previous speaker talking about leveraging. This is where you need to know what do you want, what is your commitment, and then looking back on your skills, your experience, how are you going to leverage yourself? Leveraging can be networking, can be through experience, it can be through all sorts of, so leverage on the best that you can achieve. So that's why all organizations, like all this networking and all these things is very important, because you have to leverage on the practice, the behavior, and leverage on what you have. Okay, now, one of the takeaway over here that I want to give a real life example as a leader or going to be, is just that you want to be a leader in any organization or even in school or whatever, in such anything either, is that you have to make sure that you are in control. When I say in control, is that in anything that we do, we have to make sure that it's not that you can control 100%, but at least you have a checklisting that to make sure that things doesn't go the way that it's not supposed to be taken. But especially like in a company or in anything that you do, you have to have a checklist and the control. What I'm trying to say here is that I'm just giving an example here is that this relates to actually the financial crisis of that they will just get over with. many companies or many banks or financial institutions are actually focusing on all their effort on problem areas and expense of those that are working. What I'm trying to say here is that this relates back to the same basic principle of our day-to-day life too, because if you're looking at the financial crisis, or even today, in the Wall Street and all those things, they are actually spending more time to solve the problems in terms of regulation, in terms of financial crisis the past several years, other than focusing on the area that can be more profitable and more beneficial to the society. So I'm trying to say, as a leader, you have to be able to foresee, or you still have to have a checklist of how to make sure that you minimize the problem area that is going to occur. You cannot avoid problem, but you cannot avoid problem when it happens, but you can prevent it. So if you don't do that, you're going to miss the opportunity. So you need to understand, analyze, understand where you are to meet and exceeding the growth or the efficiency of the organization. So these are the related to the crisis mode that I'm talking about. So this is, as a leader, you have to make sure that you have a checklist where you can prevent any crisis so that you will not be managing problems rather than moving forward in terms of opportunities. Okay, the timeline and measure the success is very easy. That is related to the previous slide. You can be very easy to lose focus when you are running yourself in a crisis mode. So as a leader, you have to make sure that this should be the minimum thing that's going to happen to the organization. So I think this is my last slide. Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. Okay, the takeaway today for the young kids over here, that I want to share three things. Three things that whether you work in an organization or you go out to start working in a firm, or you just start a career or whatever, when you go into an organization, the main thing that you need to do is that you have to show your willingness to help other people in the organization, irrespective of what position you are. So this is where we are talking about helping each other so that you have the relationship, you building the relationship by helping others. So that's the first takeaway. And the second takeaway, if you go to an organization or you start to work or start a business, in whatever career that you do, you have to value that particular task that you're going to do. And you have to take pride of what you are doing. Give you an example because maybe this might not be a good example. Just take pride of what you're supposed to do. Is that giving you an example like if you are in the car assembly line, you might be just a person that putting up the battery for the car. But you have to remember, if you take pride of the job that you do, which means that you think that without me putting the battery into the car, that car cannot move. So basically you are part of the whole organization, and you are just part of the big picture that you are looking at, that you take pride of the position that you are in the company. So then you move from one position to another position. Okay? And then if you work in an organization, it's always to give more value than what the company asks you to do. If the company asks you to do 9 to 5, you might come out at 8 to 6, so you're giving 2 more hours of extra job. But what is the takeaway here is that maybe with the 2-hour additional time that you spend for the company, you actually learn more skill, experience that prepare you to move to the next level. So these are my 3 takeaways today, and thanks for the time, and hopefully it's a meaningful discussion here, and if you have any questions for me, I'm here for a few minutes, and thanks a lot.
Anybody has a question for Ray?
Well, for Ray and also to our 2 speakers, you brought up a very good point. This is something our organization got to learn. Those 23 kids